Although, you'd think that in all of my years of working with kids that my immune system would be better than it actually is instead of worse. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a good start to their week. I finally feel like I am getting back in the groove again of kind of after the holidays and eating properly and like moving my body a little more regularly. I told you guys in 2-3 videos ago, I can't fully remember, but I had mentioned how I've been struggling and that I was not doing well mentally, and I had a little bout of that like binge with the ice cream and everything, and how I just really haven't been doing what I'm supposed to do the last few months, just with stress of holidays and birthdays and life events, good and bad, and how I just kind of like let myself like do what I wanted. I would take like weeks of breaks in between my medication and, you know, all of that stuff. If you guys haven't seen that video, I get very honest and raw in that video. I believe it's a few videos back. But since then, I am definitely feeling a whole lot better, kind of just back in my routine, not surrounded around food that can be triggers for me, not having to like, you know, travel anywhere. We traveled like 2 months back to back, and you know, just I feel set in my routine again. So I am taking my medication again. I took it last week. I have to take it later today. I think I took it Wednesday last week, but I usually take it on Tuesday, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take it this evening. And I told you in that video I was back up to 221 from 210, and I am already back down to 213. So a lot of all of that, just like obviously in less than a week, just really in a few days, obviously was bloating, water weight, swelling, you know, all of that stuff. So I'm basically already back down to where I kind of was at, 213.2 or 8. And I'm feeling a lot better. I've been exercising the last few days just with a quick YouTube video. Last night, instead of doing like a full workout, I did a 10-minute yoga stretch right before bed, and that felt nice. My muscles definitely benefited from that because I was pretty sore yesterday from the other YouTube videos that I was doing. So I'm glad that I went ahead and did a little yoga type stretch video. I've been doing, like with my sister, like a step video, anywhere between 1,000 to like 1,500 steps, and we also on top of that have been doing a 20-minute body weight or small weights video. So actually I went to Five Below yesterday and bought myself another weight, because I realized when I went the first time to buy my yoga mat, I only bought one weight. I don't know why I did that to myself, but now I have 2 4-pound weights and a yoga mat, so that's going to be helpful, because I'm sure you guys saw in yesterday's video when I was doing my first workout of 2025, I was using a 1 pound or a 1 weight and a water bottle, because I was like, shit, I didn't have anything else. So I just made do with what I had. Now I have 2 weights. You'd be happy to know that. Yeah, so I'm definitely feeling better. Mentally, I'm feeling back in the game. Eating okay again. Not really craving anything. I did have a insane headache on Monday, I think it was. Or no, I'm sorry. Was it Monday? Friday? I think it might have been Friday or Thursday. I had a crazy headache, migraine, not even headache, to the point where I went into work almost an hour late because I could not even keep my eyes open, and I know for sure that had to do with like detoxing from sugar and like withdrawing from sugar because of how much I had been consuming over the last, few months, especially the last few weeks. So it felt good to kind of get out of my body because I know my body was purging from all of that. But man, I do not miss those headaches. It was horrendous. I haven't had a migraine like that in quite a while. So I'm glad that it happened and it's over with, and now I'm on the other side of it. Yeah, I'm waiting for my doctor to, I guess, figure out my prior authorization. Can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I had messaged them towards the end of December, letting them know, hey, I'm due for my prior authorization, like, come January, what do you need from me? I'm assuming blood work, I just want to get the ball rolling. And they were like, oh, well, we'll submit another prescription to your pharmacy, and if a prior authorization is needed, they'll contact us. And I was like, but it's not needed until January, so of course if you submit one right now in December, it's gonna get approved because I'm due for another refill anyway. And they just submitted it and it was approved like instantly, obviously, because again, I wasn't due for it until January. So I'm hoping that luckily I have like I'm like a box ahead, so I'm hoping that doesn't, like, I'm hoping that there's no lapse. I might contact them again now that it's January and be like, hello. And there's also a big chance that in the next few weeks our insurance is going to be changing altogether for a specific reason. If you catch what I'm saying. But that's not like 1,000% yet, so we kind of have to still wait for a few other things to fall into place for sure. But if that happens, unfortunately, we would be getting United Healthcare, which I've heard is like horrendous. So that makes me rather nervous. If any of you have United Healthcare and are on Mounjaro or any GLP-1, let me know your experience. I'm very, very curious to know, because like I said, I've heard that they are not the absolute best. But just kind of rolling with the punches for now. Definitely need to up my water. I've noticed that I'm not doing well with my water at all, and I need to start waking up a little earlier and getting to sleep a little bit earlier. I've been loving my Oura Ring. I'm planning on doing like a full like recap of it, but I am loving it. I've worn it every single day and every single night since being gifted it, and yeah, I love it. I primarily wear it on either my ring finger or on my thumb, depending on if I'm feeling like swollen that day or not. It also fits my middle finger, but I personally just don't love it on my middle finger. So those are primarily what I wear them on. It's a little loose on my thumb, but not loose enough to where it can fall off. And I like read that that's fine. It doesn't matter what finger you wear it on as long as it fits. So I'm coming near the time in my cycle. In the next week or so, I think I'm on cycle day 12, if I'm correct. But I should be ovulating rather soon in the next week or so, or potentially ovulating, I should say. I just started tracking my ovulation strips this morning. A few cycles ago, I would track it from the day after my period all the way up until and past possible ovulation, just because that's what my doctor said to do. But the last few cycles have been pretty on par with like when I ovulate, which is in the day like 21 to 22 range. So I don't want to waste all of those strips So I figured I would start, I think I did this last month too, around day like 12 or 13, just to kind of see. And I started this morning. It was very low. I think it was at 0.18. But I'm starting to have like changes in like cervical mucus, and this is kind of what happens to me. I'm noticing a trend, so I'm just kind of following my trend. So I'm very, very, very curious to see if I have the spike in temperature, because right now my graph looks very like up and down, mainly down, which if all of my research is correct, like it's supposed to be low as of right now. So I'm just very interested to see what that is going to look like, because unfortunately when I got this, I was mid-cycle last time, which I believe was after my ovulation, but like far enough after to where I was on the cusp of like starting my period very soon. And all of my levels for my basal body temperature were very low. So it obviously wasn't an accurate read on a full cycle, because like I said, I got this when I was mid to end cycle. So I don't know if I had a spike in temperature and then it started gradually going down by the time I got my ring. Yeah, you know, so I'm very excited to see one full cycle. I do have 3 different apps. I have the Pre-Mom app, the Flow app, and I do have the Natural Cycles app, which links up to the Oura Ring. And usually my Pre-Mom and my Flow app are pretty like connected. They're pretty on par with each other, and like synced up by like just a few days. But this month, very interesting, they're quite a bit different. They're quite a ways off on when they're saying my period will arrive and when I will have my fertile window as well as ovulation. So I'm curious to see who like the closest is this month, especially since this will be the first month using the Natural Cycles app, and I've been using the Flow app for, I don't know, almost a year now. And the Pre-Mom app I've been using for at least, I'd say 4 months. So curious to see who the winner is this month, and if it will kind of like sync back up, because obviously you can go in and manually put in all of the information if one of the apps is incorrect, and then that just, you know, further helps the app try to predict things for you. So far I really love the Flow app for like information and logging and just how the app like works, and I love the Pre-Mom app for my ovulation strips. So far I'm not like super impressed with the I just saw my boss, with the other app, Natural Cycles app, because I don't know, I just kind of use it for the temperature. I guess maybe I haven't dived fully into it as of yet, but yeah, I don't really have much else to say today, and I'm sure my voice sounds annoying. Let me know if you guys also have the Oura Ring. I know Mady does, and if you find that, if you are synced up to the Natural Cycles app, if you find that it's pretty like accurate with any other apps that you have, or with like what your body is telling you, and if you've had that same thing where your levels, or I'm sorry, your temperature is crazy low, but then like kind of goes up and down throughout your cycle, and if it does drop again right before your period starts, let me know. I'm curious. I've tried to Google that and I haven't been able to find anything that's like 100% yes or 100% no. So obviously every body is different, so you know, take everything you read with a grain of salt. That's one thing I will say, because in the beginning of this journey I would freak out when I didn't feel like I was ovulating, or when my ovulation strips were not coming positive or anything at cycle day like 14, 15, like they say the average is. And then, you know, that's just not what my body does. My body is more so in the 20s. So like I said, 21 day, 22. That's take everything with a grain of salt. That is what I have learned during all of this. But I am almost to work, so I hope everybody has a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow.